Marriage is a scam. Also, dating apps, also a scam. Both of them are scams. John Jacob Jiggler Himmler Schmidt drove you. That's who actually drove you to this destination of this YouTube video. John Jacob Jiggler Himmler Schmidt drove us to this point. John has drove us to this point of John Jacob Jiggler Himmler drove us to this point of talking about marriage as a scam. Like, let's talk about divorces. How wickedly expensive they are. Pretty much, you lose half the house to the wife. You lose a dog. You lose a pet. You lose, your entire family. You lose half the house. You lose your pretty much almost your entire life savings. And we call marriage is something that works anymore. When we all know clearly it doesn't work no more. Like when we go, just imagine a cheating wife or husband. Let's just say a cheating wife in this scenario. So her husband's off to war. He's having a good time with his buddies, and he's like calling his wife, "Oh, wife, I love you. I love you so much. Like, love, 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 love." And at the same time, the wife is also fucking the neighbor, and that wife actually has kids with him. And then guess what? The wife that's fucking the neighbor has a kid with him, and she doesn't tell the husband that's off the war, saving her country more or less, and she's just banging, screwing the neighbor, and maybe the entire town. Maybe the entire town this woman is fucking on. And we don't know. But I'm just saying, it's kind of concerning to me. It would be kind of concerning to you that why do we accept this as a reality that our wife is just like, we're the third wheel and we get disrespected, and the wife is fucking the neighbors and having like sexual shit, crazy animal shit in the neighbor's house. And they're having a great time, and they're rolling around in the bed for having marathon sex sessions while we're just the husband. We're just the husband, and they're having marathon sex sessions of love, and and the wife is not telling the husband that's off the war. Like, kind of screwed up. Just saying. Even though John Jacob Jiggler, Himmy or Skimmy, it drove us here, he even thinks himself this is very concerning. It's the cheating girlfriend fucks the neighbor, and she's just a gold digger. She really is. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit that she's the gold digger. It's bullshit that she fucks the neighbor and has sexual marathons with him all day long. She has sexual marathons all day long. It's crazy. I kind of just crashed out right there. But it's just super concerning, and it's just bullshit. That's what it is. It's just the security sport and the jealousy. I'm drinking my brisk iced tea right here, and it's delicious. Security and support. I mean, you get no security having a wife or having a husband, and the sport is pretty much zero. It's always jealousy. Like, you're jealous of your husband staring at a woman's ass, or the husband is asking other women out on dates while he has a wife. Just the woman yells at the guy constantly and just nagging him. It's like, why didn't you do this right? Why didn't you do this right? Why is this not correct? No one wants to live like that. No one wants to actually live life where someone's like nagging and yelling at you, at a job, or God forbid that's your wife or husband. That's actually being yelling at you when they're supposed to love you. They're supposed to love you, and they're yelling at you. They're like, nah, 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 nah. I mean, this should be clean. This is why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? All these things. It's a waste of our time, and the government just completely benefits on it. Like, we're saying that, like, the government doesn't benefit on it. Who does the government really benefit? They benefit on fucking everything. The government benefits on everything in life that we have, and our financial dreams. They benefit on that. That's why we're being taxed at 20% when you only make poverty wages. This is why this is all going on. Like, this woman that's fucking the neighbor is probably a gold digger. And if we go in the definition of what actually a gold digger is, behavior focused on a financial exploitation rather than emotional connection. So she's not focused on emotional connection at all. Her behavior is focused solely on your financials. Like, hey, how much money do you have in your bank account? Can you buy this Chanel bag for me? Can you buy this Louis Vuitton purse for me? Stuff like that is kind of like she's not there for emotional support, but she's there behavior focused on financial exploitation. You got to watch out for, because that's actually what the definition of an actual gold digger is just she's completely taking advantage of you, and while she has multiple boyfriends or whatever the hell she's doing, or she thinks men are replaceable and stuff like this, she may believe, she may not believe. I mean, like me personally, in my life, I will not never try not to let gold digger affect my life. There's one time where I dated this woman that she was from Allentown, and she was such a gold digger, dude. Like, this is when I had my Dodge Charger, and she was like such a gold digger. I was paying for her entire life and stuff like that. Then I realized, I was like, oh shit, she's actually a gold digger. And the definition, like it says here, behavior focused on financial explanation. I mean, she was kind of a dancer and stuff like that. At the same time, I mean, she may or may not be a dancer. Don't think I can say that on YouTube. But the red flags that we look for besides behavior focused on financial explanation is excessive behaviors on financials. So she's specifically focused on what can you get for her, then bring emotional connection. That's number one. There's actually five of them here. Two is unrealistic expectations. So she wants a big house. She wants a mansion. She wants everything to go her way. But it's not a one-way street in life. You have to have two ways to go than just one. Like, this is not a one-way street. There's two ways. So unrealistic expectations, having a bigger house and then keep upgrading to a mansion and Ferraris and keep and it never ends. Like, the financial unrealistic expectations as well never actually ends, where they keep increasing. Like, oh, I want a bigger house. I want a nicer car. I want, a bigger family. Stuff like that doesn't actually end. Prioritizing using credit and stuff like that. So if you're like, oh, you could just put it on credit. Or like, hey, the woman is asking the husband, hey, I'm just going to put it on credit. But guess what? Credit is the thing that's actually destroying the world right now. Like, we're in trillions of dollars of debt. This is what's actually destroying us, is these behaviors. Focus on greed and excessive behavior on financials is a thing that's actually destroying us right now. As John Jacob Jiggler actually is quoted actually saying, like in this quote here, he says yet again, Jacob Jiggler, Hemier, Schmidt, is actually behavior focused on financial exploitation rather than emotional connection. And this all connects to where it's number four I have here. I think it's the last one, but ladder climbing. So she's trying to use you and then get to another night. Like, hey, I like older guys or something like that. She says, oh, I'll just jump to the next guy. I like, you're replaceable. Stuff like that. Hey, you realize you're replaceable and stuff like that. I can just find another boyfriend. Stuff like that. The girlfriend's actually saying. And it's bullshit. You gotta watch out for these women. You gotta watch out for the explicit women, as like John Jacob Jiggler, Hemi or Schmidt is actually telling you that you should watch out for these women out here, or these husbands out here. I'm just saying, you got to really watch out, and you don't know what you're actually going to get, because, like, just imagine the amount of time it takes to sneak in through the neighbor's house and fuck the neighbor. Imagine the amount of time it takes. It probably takes a second, right? So the wife is thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna go chat with the neighbor," and the husband is out of town, right? He's at a war, or he's at the office, or the husband's actually thinking about other things, or God forbid, he actually works, right? And then the wife is like, "Oh, I'll talk to the neighbor," and the neighbor's always waving at his wife, and then the neighbor's like, "Oh, you're kind of hot. Hey, do you want a cup of coffee in here?" And then the wife just walks over and says, "Oh, yeah, that's a friendly gesture." And then next thing you know, the neighbor is flirting with your wife. So the neighbor starts flirting with your wife, and starts like playfully touching each other, and then the next thing leads to the next, and then they're completely making out, and they both have wives or husbands, and they're just completely making out, and it's cheating, and it's wrong, and it's like so just like messed up, and it's just so. I mean, they may think it's hot in the moment, but they're actually destroying their relationships if the husband ever finds out, if he actually does find out, because the husband can maybe go his entire life and just not know that his wife is banging the neighbor and has another kid. Like his kid is not actually his unless he takes a DNA test. Like that's pretty crazy. I mean, that's something I would definitely watch out for. Like, imagine you take a DNA test and your kid's not yours or something, or like, hey, that's the neighbor's kid actually. Like, hey, that's my kid, but who who birthed this child? Who like had the fun with the wife, and it's not you, it's the neighbor. It's the neighbor. So you gotta watch out for your neighbors, you gotta watch out for your friends, you gotta watch out sometimes your family and stuff like that, or your job. You gotta watch out for everything in this life, and you never know when the wife is banging the neighbors, and it can happen at any time. I mean, the problem with social media, and that's why I want to bring this, even goes deeper into the story that John Jacob Jiggler Hemier Schmidt actually talks about. So like he goes in detail about these dating apps. So there's these dating apps where it's just all a scam. It's completely a scam, just like marriages, where these dating apps is where you swipe endlessly. You keep swiping and you get nowhere, and you're just paying all these like swipe bonuses and all this stuff, and you never actually get anywhere. That's the problem with society, right? That's why 50% of people are single, or 50% of people aren't married and stuff like that. It's all related to dating apps and social media, and this culture of believing you have to date a millionaire. You should always keep climbing the ladder, and these women actually think this way, or the men actually are more traditional kind of deal. And it's like such a weird world where the more public power and position you have in life actually gives you such an upside that you have multiple women and stuff like that, where you're banging other husbands' wives and stuff like that. And it's such a crazy reality that's actually real, and more crazy stuff is happening than that. So like you're on dating apps and you get this low quality dating because these people aren't really serious. Let's be honest. These people on dating apps aren't serious at all. They're the lowest of the low. I mean, I'm not saying the lowest of the low. You're not going out there and talking to people in real life. But the thing is, unless you have power and respect and money, you're never going to really attract a woman, because that's all they want. They want power, respect, and money. Most likely, I'm just spinning this out right now, where it's most likely two, just like John Jacob Jiggler actually, Jiggle is actually saying that a lot of this marriage is like you the diamond ring, the nice marriage, and everyone's hey, yeah, clapping for you and stuff like that. While next day or during the wedding, the wife is banging the another guy at the reception. You don't know what's going on in life. So why are you taking such a risk in life if you know that's going to ultimately lead in failure? So you're taking this risk of the wife banging other guys, and she's going to get tired of the guy most likely, and you keep arguing, and then there's a lot of people in these relationships, like a lot of these boomers in these relationships that have been around for like 7 or 10 years, that are just tired of the relationships, and it's completely trashed, and it's the same thing every single day. It gets so repetitive life that you're living the same life over and over, and you're living the say go to 9 to 5 job, sleep, go to 9 to 5 job, sleep, go to your 9 to 5 job and sleep, go to 9 to 5 job, go out to dinner, go to 9 to 5 job, go to sleep, go to 9 to 5 job, your boss screams at you, go to 9 to 5 job, you go to sleep. It's like the same repetitive cycle over and over and over and over again, and it's just no life to live at all, knowing that I couldn't imagine being married. So imagine that entire situation while your wife is screaming at you at the same time. Imagine your wife is screaming at you while you're like 9 to 5 job, sleep, 9 to 5 job, sleep, 9 to 5 job, boss yells at you, your wife yells at you. Your boss yells at you, your wife yells at you. You start freaking out, crashing out at work, you start losing all your energy, and next thing you know that you're like, hey, I can't do this anymore. And that's where it all comes crashing down. It all comes crashing down in life. Your life comes all crashing down in life. 9 to 5 jobs, go to sleep, get yelled at what? by your wife and boss. This is real life. And then your wife cheats on you and bangs a neighbor. This is all a combined package of life we call here. This is the combined package of life right here. You work your entire life. You go to recess and all these other things, and you have high school and you have a fun time, go to parties, and then real life is just shit. Real life just fucking sucks. That's real life. And it's just sad. It's just, why can't life be a party? Why does life just completely suck? That's why I think, at least that's what I believe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to keep this going into the video. Oh, the biggest video ever. Keep watching.